Hello everyone, welcome to StraightAMagic. Dawson here with my compatriots of Hirobi Gamble, Busted Headphones, and I think X-Kirby's back. I don't know, he's walked away. Who knows? I'm kind of just ignoring him at this point.
No, I'm back. Had to take a peep, but we're all good now. Ready to roll.
And welcome to our Dimir draft, where we're drafting Dimir commanders. If you don't know what Dimir is, it's blue-black, and learn how to play Magic. Today, I will be drafting first, then is going to Hirobi, right? And then, no, Busted, sorry. Then Hirobi, then Curb, and then we go back in snake order, seeing who can do the best draft. Essentially, it's by our own merits. We kind of draft however we kind of want to go strategy-wise. But let us down in the comments below, who do you think drafted the best? Because, I mean, obviously with the number one pick, I'm going to draft the best, pick ever because it's going to be Yuriko, the most popular Dimir commander. It's the, commander ninjutsu. Come on, everybody sees it's popular. It's good. It kills you out of nowhere because all of a sudden fucking Draco's on top and you all take 16 and we all cry and we all get pissed and then we play Yuriko again because Yuriko's kind of good and kind of cool and she's kind of cool looking. Anyway, besides the point, Yuriko is my number one draft pick. Very popular, not as niche, but I mean, we have the number overall pick. You gotta take it. So,
Yuriko was definitely like the boogeyman of the format for a long time.
It kind of still is.
I mean, no, it is because you don't have command tags. I mean, mana cheating is the best thing in Magic. Okay, so this is very high on my list. I've also got to just snipe it right here before it gets around to Rovi. And I apologize, buddy, but my top pick is Hedasugu and Kairi. Okay. I've seen you play this deck a few times, and every single time it's just been a powerhouse. Let's be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
You just make clones of it. They instantly die because of the legend rules, so you get to stack the deck and then get multiple effects of pinging down an opponent, casting instant sorceries for free, which there's a great bit of good with the blue and black. Even if they're cheap, if I get a tutor for free, hell, I'm having a good time.
True that. Yeah, I've actually got a funny story about Hedasugu and Kairi real quick. I think it was actually one of the first decks that I played, like with this pod. I think notably against you and Dawson. I think that was like y'all's first experience with me. And I casted an expropriation for free on like turn 3. And Dawson was like, oh, hell no.
Yep, I remember it.
I also will say that I think like Hedasugu and Kairi is super fun and holds a special place in my heart. I think it actually has gotten considerably worse, unfortunately, with the banning of Lotus and Crypt, because it just makes it so much more expensive. But once that train starts rolling, it doesn't stop. Anywho, remember one. I was going to go something else, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to pick Satoru Umezawa. It's a classic. You just ninjutsu in a Blightsteel or a freaking whatever the hell you want to. You can play this control. You can play this hella aggro. Also, can we just acknowledge how absolutely sick this art is? Mm-hmm. Anyway, Satoru is super fun. I built him in paper before. I kind of want to rebuild the list. But that is my pick 1. Go ahead, Curb.
Sure. I'll drop 2 here. For my first pick, let's drop Anna 1, the Ruin Thief. Good commander. Got some tribal theme going on. He's a lord for your tribe. And he also gets a card draw when your tribe deals damage. So that's pretty good. And you got a kind of cool mill effect. That's not your standard mill, but cool nonetheless. For my second pick, I gotta drop this down and lock it in before someone scoops him up. Because this was my first commander deck run by the Scarab God. He is a hell of a powerhouse. He has recursion on himself, so he comes back to your hand so you can avoid paying commander tax. He can wipe your enemy's life total depending on how many zombies you have on your upkeep. You can get additional upkeeps, and you get a lot of scry power with him too. He does a whole lot, and creating copies of creatures in graveyards into zombies to increase his number of zombies for his first ability. Very good commander overall. Does a lot of stuff. Does it pretty well.
For my pick two, my friends know I play very typically one of two strategies: hardcore aggro or hardcore control. I don't mess around with mid range. This is the latter of the two. My next pick is going to be Talion, the Kindly Lord. Which is funny. A lot of these decks that I picked, a lot of the commanders that I picked, you can build in different ways. You can build Talion clones. You can build Talion like in a extremely control-oriented shell and just play all the counter spells as you draw into them. After you pick like 2 or 3, so the first couple of turns you're drawing like 6 cards. He's so incredibly strong. Just especially because he's 4 mana. Again, I think that 4 mana commanders are a little bit clunkier without Lotus in a more competitive format. But in lower power pods, like the ones that we typically play in, a card like Talion can wreak havoc pretty early on. So I really, really like this pick at number 2.
That's pretty good. So, my number 2 pick, I'm going to go with Will Help the Black Cleaver.
Yep.
Zombie Tribal and Blue Black is just always good. There's so many zombies that exist and will continue to exist because its tribe Wizards loves to come back to. And even if, let's say, you bought the precon with Will Help, it's strong out of the box. So it's very easy for newcomers to actually jump in and enjoy a fun aggro deck. So Will Help's my number 2.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was very surprised Will Help dropped this far. I was like, that was my number 2 pick. I was very surprised to see that.
It was good. I played that precon. Solid.
Very, very good. On the next pick, to end the second round, I mean, I got to do it. Is my number 3 pick. Well, number 3 choice. But number 2 pick. Phoenix God of Deception. I mean, it's when you have a staple commander, it's basically the face of mill in Commander, who's the only one who could probably make it very viable in terms of milling out your opponents. You got to pick him, especially even if it's not a great strategy. He's unique. He's pretty good, and it's a lot of fun. He is of the commanders that kind of go to a mill strategy. Number 1, viable. And number 2, a lot of fun and the most efficient, definitely. So I got to give the nod to Phoenix, and of course it's a legendary enchantment god. Indestructibility. I mean, 4/7, big booty. We love it.
Big booty.
We love our big booties here. Luckily you did choose Will Help because I was going to be very conflicted between these next 2, but I'm going to go Captain. I almost said Neanderthal, to be honest with you. Captain Nethrod. I really found a love with this when we played our Commander Precon game, and I was just loading up the board of just like... All right.
Say it ain't so.
Of just loading up people's graveyards and just grabbing some of their cool pieces, bringing them onto my board, building up my own I almost said horror board of just a bunch of creatures, and just like, and he's like, yeah, a big booty bitch, dude. We love. Look, I got 3 big booty bitches. I got a 1/3. I got a 4/7. I got a 3/6. Count that, bitches. But
nice.
But no.
Hey, Dawson watches tentacle porn confirmed.
Yo. Hold up. Wait a minute. No, but Captain's really cool. The precon's pretty nice and really made me fall kind of in love with this commander. So yeah, busted.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I'll be honest, Captain probably would have been my second pick, but seeing how far Will Help did go, I knew you would probably take him if I didn't.
Oh,
so I'm glad to see Captain was, up there on your list too. For me, I'm going to go with another very strong commander that we've seen. Toxel the Kulos.
Oh, no!
But considering the fact of you're playing blue, you have many ways to proliferate, and that happens at the end of everybody's turn, putting them slime counters and giving them negative debuffs, you can easily deluge your board without even trying. And then you have a bunch of black slugs that can now attack and swing, or you can sacrifice them for card advantage. Yes, it's very mana intensive, whoever already mentioned with Crypt and Lotus gone, it's a little tough, but Toxel's still very strong if it sticks around. So,
oh yeah,
he's one of those where when you see it in the command zone, you save up removal.
All right. So for my, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. For my pick 3, we'll ascend the color counting ladder. I've got 3 and 4. This will be my 5 drop. I played this before. It kind of reminds me a little bit of one of my mono blue picks, if y'all remember my Geralt pick. But it's kind of the Dimir version with a twist because I think it just gets progressively stronger as the game goes on. It's Lord of the Nazgul.
Yep.
Basically, you just load up your deck with all 9 Nazgul, some other Wraith payoffs, and some Lord effects, and some, just anthems. And then you just play cantrips and counter spells. And again, you play stuff like Control. And you're able to just kind of grind out your opponents with excessive card advantage. And it's really, really, really good. I've seen this deck pop off before. You can draw anywhere from 6 to 8 cards in a turn if you have enough mana. Plus, all your Wraiths just getting huge can be very fun as well, especially if they have Menace. So that is my pick 3. Curb, take it away, Buckaroonie.
Sure thing. For my pick 4, and this is getting tough. I think I'm gonna bring a big booty bitch to match Dawson's efforts. In fact, I think I'm gonna bring a bigger booty bitch. One of the biggest booties out there. It's Rexiel the Risen Deep. One of my favorite personal commander decks that I have in paper.
He's my pick 4.
So good. So good. Especially when you get double strike on him, and then you're getting 2 instants and sorceries. And he's got Island Walk and Swamp Walk, which gives you a lot of options to make him unblockable by just dropping an Urborg as land for turn. When people aren't even expecting, and then just all of a sudden, now I've got a 5/8 that's unblockable, and he's gonna cast my fucking Expropriate from my graveyard. And another thing I really like with Rexiel is a lot of the times its power will kind of scale to the power of the other decks of the table. So it makes for a very fun game, and you're always doing new stuff and always having a good time. And that takes on to my pick number 4, and this is getting tough. I have a couple of safe choices, but I think I want to go with one that I haven't even really built or seen built. But I was looking through the Dimir commanders, and I read his type line, and it just seems fun. John Irenicus, Shattered One. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of up to 1 target creature you control. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Tap it. It's goaded for the rest of the game, and it gains this creature can't be sacrificed. That in effect itself is pretty good. It's kind of like Assault Suit that you can just equip onto other, or you can just enchant onto other people's creatures, and they can't get rid of the Assault Suit. And bonus, whenever a creature you control or you own but don't control attacks, you draw a card, so it also refills your hand. Seems like it would be really fun to build, and I'm sure there's a lot of fun creatures in Dimir that you could gift people.
I like it. Yeah, nice.
For sure.
Back to you, Arobi.
Sick and gnarly. For my next pick, we'll go for one that I've played before at higher power tables that I just love a lot because it's just so much fun. It's a partner pairing of Francisco, Foul Marauder, and Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator. The Pirate Bros are back at it again. Making treasures, dealing damage, going infinite with a kitchen sink. You know it, you love it. I am obsessed with this pairing in my CDH tables right now, in my higher power tables, just because it you go turn 1 or turn 2 Francisco, turn 3 Malcolm, and then it's just, I mean, literally off to the races from there. And I mean, it just goes stupidly fast. You start milling through your deck, or you start exploring through your deck, making Francisco enormous, hitting people over the face with a bird. It's a lot of fun. That's my pick 4.
Okay. So, considering we're playing Dimir, we haven't really seen much graveyard stuff going on.
Rex, don't you do it.
Scarab
God.
Okay.
Captain?
We haven't seen much graveyard, so I won't be the graveyard deck right now. That's what I'm doing. No, no, but my next pick is Lazav the Multifarious.
Son of a bitch.
Good choice.
So
personally, I picked Lazav Dimir Master. But
see, this card came out around the time that I was really starting to get into Commander, and as soon as it did come out, a buddy of mine built a deck around it. It's just really stupid strong because you can easily pay X, give it, make him into a creature that is unblockable, that like Slither Blade, for example, swing at somebody and then instant speed change him to something else. You can even make him a Phage the Untouchable and just insta-kill somebody. It's really dumb. If people don't know about what it can do, people don't aim at you, and then it all goes downhill from there.
I would say it can be a very multifarious deck, for sure.
Oh, wow. Where'd you learn that word? I'm so sorry. I have been such a dick to you today, Curb. I am so sorry. Well,
that's really funny.
Are you good, Busted?
I'm great. I'm great.
So normally normally unlike what I've been doing to Curb, or like what I'm doing to Curb, I like picking a toxic pick, but Toxtril is my toxic pick, and Busted beat me to it, so fair enough to you. So I'll count Phoenix in that category. Phoenix is a mill, so everybody hates mill. There you go.
Mill is definitely toxic.
I caught it, and I didn't really do this. I didn't do this on purpose, but I realized I have just big booty bitches across the board because my number 4 spot. I'm surprised this one didn't go either. So it's kind of one of those ones that kind of fell to me. It's like, okay, well I got to pick it. I like him enough. I'm gonna pick Mirko. Surveil Tribal. It's pretty dope. I've seen him. I've seen so many picks, including by Hirobi.
My darling.
You had 4 picks, dude. You had 4 picks.
No, please.
I think Surveil is. It keeps the theme of what Dimir does. He gets crazy fucking big. He can return stuff from the graveyard and continuously get that value engine going. It's just really cool. I don't know. It's a very unique. He can attack without really having to sacrifice his tap. Basically tapping. So he has vigilance and he can be a big guy. With a big booty. Maybe it's more like a petite booty in this case, but it's still very
it's a relatively big, right? You got to consider the booty to body ratio.
Yeah, the hourglass figure, right? Is that kind of what we're going for?
Yeah, and a 1/3 is pretty hourglassy, right?
That is very true. And then I always throw in a unique pick, usually near the end of my draft. So number 5 to start the 5th round. There's actually 2 that are really cool, and they're both big booty bitches. I'm gonna go with the one I'm a little bit more familiar with, and the one I kind of like a little bit more.
Don't you dare!
It's not DK. Don't worry, it's Marvo. With the big booty, the really big booty.
Oh God!
Oh,
that's a butt on that.
And the reason, DK was the other one. I think, DK Finder of the Lost or whatever the attractions. I just don't know anything about attractions, so it seems cool. So if anybody else picks that, I really want to hear your take on it. But Marvo has Clash ability. I actually kind of liked Clash, kind of when I was getting into Magic. I just found those Clash cards to be really fun and unique, especially in the early Commander sets when there was a couple of them. I just thought, oh, that's a really cool ability. It's just a fun little mini game in the game that gives you some advantage and gives you a cool ability possibly. And now you can build around it with Marvo. Again, big booty, and of course you can Clash with a 1/8. That's pretty dope. And you can cast something for free with a mana value 8 or less. This will reward you from playing these big spells. And Dimir has surprisingly a lot of good big spells to cast. you know, I kind of
surprisingly.
Well, I guess not surprisingly.
Boom.
I guess I think more of mono green when I think big mana stuff. So I don't ever typically associate like the mono blue is really where it all comes from. But there's also a lot of good mono black stuff, and even Dimir stuff to drop down of like 6 and greater, 6 to 8. So it's really dope. I think Marvo is a cool pickup, and I think I want to build Marvo here pretty soon.
I like that.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Well, heck, fire.
Well, you stole Mirko from me. But
and from me, shut up.
Thankfully, my next pick was Mirko. Boss.
Yes! The better Mirko.
The better Mirko. See, look. Dawson took the stereotypical Mill Commander of Phoenix. He is the face of Dimir Mill. But I'm just saying, reveal 4 land cards is such a steep price. Because we all know that we've been in that moment where we're not hitting a land drop, and then somebody hits you. Or, I'm sorry, you're not hitting a land drop, or you're hitting a land all the time. So, hey, I know exactly who I'm targeting for Mirko's ability. I get dump a bunch of stuff in their graveyard, and then I can reanimate and everything else. Or, again, go for the mill strategy. So, I really like Mirko Vosk as a way to hurt somebody who's, not missed a land drop at all. Target them every time.
True.
What a fucking dick.
Hey, you're milling with Phoenix. I gotta get my mill in too, and you took the other Mirko, so really.
Motherfucker gets his soul ring blown up once, and all of a sudden the whole rule has to fucking brew.
Alrighty. For my final pick. I guess it's time for my toxic pick, right? Etrata the Silencer.
Yes! Yes! I'm glad she got drafted. Fuck yes!
She was on the list for sure.
So I recently played a game on a different server in which I assembled a turn 5 win with Etrata via this little mechanic called Proliferate. Because Contagion Engine is a card. And so is Contagion Clasp. Etrata is so much fun. She's so stupid, dude. Now, she is a very scary, like, one of several kill on-site commanders on this board right now. But she is so much fun to play. And when you kill that first player, it just feels like the game kind of starts to snowball in your favor after that. So
I gotta ask, how does Proliferate help Etrata?
That's exactly what I was going on.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking the same thing too, but I don't want
to hit counters
on a exiled card though.
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah, it's 3 different cards with hit counters. Doesn't matter how many hit counters there are.
Well, because you could also build her infect.
Well, yes, but that's not what.
Let's fucking move on. All right. All right. Hirobi lost this draft for that pick.
Yeah, the moment he said infect Etrata, it was over.
Okay, I'll proceed now.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I can't believe we made it to the last pick, and the Dragon has not been picked. That's my pick number 5. I've heard great things.
Curve, long Dragon, long Dragon.
Bro, he had me in the first half.
God,
Creatures with small block, maybe block us. They don't have this ability.
Okay, for real though. For real,
I'm
gonna drop Lazov Dimir Mastermind.
Boo!
Boo! Drago was the play.
Okay, fine.
Wait! No! I just looked up. Drago is an elemental. He's not even a dragon. I mean, he didn't look like a dragon on the artwork, but he's an elemental.
Okay, fine. We're doing skeleton shit.
Yes! Budget commander time!
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Realistically, no, though. It is probably Lazov Dimir Mastermind. I think he's one of the more fun Lazovs. He cares about other people's graveyards rather than your own, which makes it more fun and dynamic because you're always going to be getting different things. And it's just going to surprise you in ways that keep the game fresh and fun. So, Lazov Dimir Mastermind, I think, is definitely a top pick for Dimir.
Heck yeah. Good, really fun, good draft. I think this might be our best draft yet in terms of going back and forth. Dimir, honestly, is kind of stacked. Is kind of what I learned today.
True.
So it's pretty dope. I'm hovering over everybody's sets of picks here. Please let us know down in the comments below who drafted the best. Very good sets of uniqueness to each player, except for the Infect player over there.
I don't actually play Atrada as Infect. Leave me alone. It was a joke.
No, wait. I know.
You just didn't know what proliferate does. Gotcha.
So you're either bad at the game or you're a terrible person. What?
I mean, forgot one too.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Oh, I hope you all did enjoy the video as much as we enjoyed it. We'll catch y'all in the next draft.